This was a list from the subscriber Discord server. I think the core of this deck list looks pretty good. We've got Kudro and Judith as kind of 3-mana Lord style of effects. We've got Thalia's Lieutenant to pump up our humans. We've got some General's Enforcers to make our various legendaries indestructible. And we got a couple of Inquisitor Captains at the top end of our curve to generate some card advantage with, kind of giving us a collected company-esque top end without making us splash into another color, which is nice. And then between Savai Triome, Secluded Courtyard, and Unclaimed Territory, we can even play some things like Seasoned Pyromancer here for additional card advantage. This is a card that we'll get to see our 3 copies with even more frequently thanks to Captain. So let's go ahead and pop on into some games with this one and see how it feels. I haven't been voting because I'm trying to pull myself up by my bootstraps. Smart. Main deck hole might be sus with so much control. There actually isn't that much of anything in Historic. You gotta remember that Historic is a format of people largely playing decks that they like. I think Portable Hole's a pretty flexible card overall in the format. For people asking about card choices, I have done the unspeakable. I have copy and pasted this deck list off of the internet. Don't ask me about them. We're gonna play card for card what somebody sent me to start, and maybe we'll make some choices after playing a few matches, but ideally you should get a feel for things before you start to swap things around. The old sit in the queue and then have a draw pop up. Don't you have any shame when you net tech negative? So, not to take us on a completely off-topic crypto rant, but something that I found that was extra funny about NFTs, and I actually didn't realize this. Like, I had assumed that NFTs were more reasonable than they actually are. Chat, apparently an NFT of an image doesn't even store the image itself inside of the NFT on the blockchain. All an NFT of an image does is have a URL that references an image on a server somewhere else. It's actually just a URL. Yeah, I finished line goes up, and I was like I knew in my heart of hearts that the whole thing was stupid and ridiculous, but like for it to not actually have the image inside of the edit, like I just like made at least the assumption that like the image is contained inside of the blockchain, right? Like that in my brain, it couldn't possibly just be a URL, right? So it's like it's worse because it literally is just a URL that references a JPEG. Oh man. It's basically a receipt that says you purchased a URL. Yeah, and then what happens when the web server goes down that it's referencing, right? Anyway, mulligan 5-lander, right? I'll keep this 3-lander. Hey, don't laugh, it works. Thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Oh, General's Enforcer works with Adeline as well. And this is a really, really sweet curve here. Because if you can do this into this, they can't kill her. They have to kill this first. I like my thoughts. Don't seize them. They're my assets. They took our portable hull, huh? It's interesting. I'm playing this on Spirit and then Skyclaving them. I think I'm in a position to race here. Like this attack, I basically say, okay, is it worth trading 2 points of damage on them for 2 points of damage on me? And I think the answer is yes. We'll see if that works out to be true. It's pretty scary. In here, for this sequencing, I want Thalia to be a 3-2, so that way she can attack into Rekindling Phoenix. So I had the choice, do I want her to be bigger, or do I want this to be bigger, faster? I think I definitely would rather her be larger. Oh, this can actually exile the Rekindling Phoenix as well, which is kind of sweet. The 4-mana activation on here. And this makes human tokens, right? Yeah, it does. Alright, so let's attack with both of these. If I attack with this, they could double block and this will die, which is not appealing. We'll grow this up to a 3-3 with this attack. This is a free block for them, and then they're taking 6. Feels like we're in an okay spot here. Huh. Think it's just Thalia here? It's close though. And this is indestructible, so this attack's a free roll. This is unfortunately on Spirit at the moment, because I needed to play Skyclave Apparition, so I can't Portable Hull and Seasoned Pyromancer with my current mana base, which feels bad. I think I just Seasoned Pyromancer. Kind of go wide here a little bit. Making Lieutenant really large seems appealing. This Lieutenant huge. I think Bugler's effect is kind of just a worse Inquisitor's Captain when Megas. So this feels like a not Kitesail Freebooter matchup. I think I want Thalia. 32 creatures, so don't have to worry about going too low for Captain, which is nice. Do I want Portable Hole? Maybe I want all the Skyclave Apparitions. Turning their Rekindling Phoenix into just a 4/4 seems good. Yeah, I think Containment Priest is a little narrow for just Phoenix. We, like, don't even know necessarily that they're, like, playing for Phoenix. Just, like, I don't mind bringing in extra Skyclave Apparition to tag Phoenix, because, like, Skyclave will have plenty of other targets, even if Phoenix never shows up. But bringing in Containment Priest, like, only good against that one thing. All right, do they take my more powerful card, or do they take my card that plays out on curve here is the question. Leaving all of their discard spells in against me feels like a bold choice. While they're obviously pretty good on turns 1 and 2 like this, once we get my hand empty on turns like 4, 5, and 6, if they're drawing discard spells while they need to be interacting with the board, they're going to be really far behind. They do have to pay a mana for Thalia to cast something with Arcanist, by the way. Well, that's an excellent draw. Probably the best in our deck, honestly. Crunch. Incidental Graveyard Hit on this card is really guess. Oh, pretty reasonable. I don't know that I understand. Like, there's so many people playing. I feel like every time I see one of these red-black variations where someone's playing 3 and 4 mana cards instead of Luris, I just want to be like, do you know Luris is still legal in this format? It's like, are you aware the card that's been banned in almost every other format is still legal in Historic and is really good in your archetype? On Thalia. It's worse against just Jawari Disruption, but better against the 2-mana removal spell. Impromptu, thank you for the 29 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. God bless America. What a absolute beating. Well, we're 2 turns off of... We can Kitesail Freebooter next turn, and then we can Skyclave the turn after that. The fact that this card gets to be a combo enabler for their deck, while also just like... being incredibly powerful incidentally against things like what our deck is doing is really frustrating. The good news is I can keep playing out these other cards on curve. On curve. Alright, we're gonna hit them for a big amount this turn, and even if they have a sweeper next turn, we get to Inquisitor Captain as a follow-up. They need a Wrath of God or a Divine Purge here. Okay. I mean, we reassembled 7 power across 3 bodies here. Turn after they swept us, not bad.
Right on schedule.
Teferi gets to draw a card and only costs them 1 mana because they have Lotus Field. Very powerful interaction there. Lead Esper Sentinel. Supreme Will's an interesting one. It's not one you see very often. I think the Savai Triome is a spell and stuff. So close and yet so far away. I don't think Damping Sphere is actually even very good in this matchup. Like, their deck, the reason why their deck is good is because it plays just fine, like, as a normal deck making land drops as well. I think we're dead, right? I think we just attack them. And do this and see if they die, I guess. But I assume if they can stop themselves from dying here, that we're lost the game, and I'm gonna concede. Conceding to actual anything. Archmage's Charm is such a stain, chat. For people that aren't keeping track of why we were dead there, the Archmage's Charm was going to deal a total of 3 damage to our things. That's why I've conceded. I don't even know what I want to get rid of here, honestly. All of these cards seem pretty good. Maybe we trim Judith just because they're Divine Purging us. Seems reasonable. Might have been right to play this out. I don't know. It's close. I don't understand the concession. Charm draws 2, so it only deals 2 damage. Well, you see, Niv Mizzet also draws a card whenever anyone casts a non-creature spell. So it was in fact drawing 3 cards and dealing 3 damage that turn. I did in fact also take a minute to explain why that was wrong a second ago, but we could do it again. You're correct that you don't understand. It's funny because it's true. For anybody that doesn't understand this concession, by the way, if you read this text box, I know there's a lot of words in it, but it says, if you untap with this spell, you win the game. So we can go ahead and concede. An interesting and engaging game of Magic the Gathering. I couldn't Spellbinder Tumos. There's a strict proctor in play that made Spellbinder not do anything. Oh, you're saying if there was a game 3 Spellbinder for information, sure. We're on 4 mana. White 8. Ooh, Human's Mirror. All right, I would like to take your collecting company, please. Thanks. Appreciate you. Being on the play is a strong line in the pseudo mirror. For sure. Wait, somebody write that down. How do I win the game from here? What am I series of draws? Like, let's pretend I can stack my deck. Can I win from here? It's like Inquisitor Captain into something crazy. Maybe Judith inside of combat lets us do something next turn. I feel a little hopeless at the moment. Captain into Judith might have done it, perhaps. I'm gonna name Spirit on this one in case we draw a, Yeah, Captain to Skyclave might do it. Yeah, I don't know how he beat the Thalia's Lieutenant from here, right? Need a Skyclave or a Portable Hole or a Captain into Skyclave? Maybe I'm just supposed to Seasoned Pyromancer this turn? Like, get a bunch of blockers? Brutal Cathar is aptly named on this board. Definitely a Portable Hole and Skyclave Apparition matchup. I know Kitesail Freebooter tagged a collecting company there, but this card's very likely to brick off in this matchup, so definitely one we want to be trimming. Thalia is actually not very good outside of first strike in combat, right? I think I'd rather have a couple of Spellbinders for extra aerial blockers. Oh, am I supposed to? Let's Containment Priest, actually. Let's do that. Makes their cocos bad. 65 months ago, the average price of gas in Florida was $2.38 a gallon. What's going on, Marty? Yeah, I don't think we can win the game where we give them a collecting company, Seagull. You're right that we're a little bit less dead on board, but I think long term we lose the game where they get their collecting company back, so it's not a very good line. That person that just got banned, it's so wild to me. There's so many things that I do that it's like fine to dislike and like not agree with, but the one thing I will never become comfortable with as a content creator, and it's so strange to me, it's so weird how people go on the internet, whatever it is, and just bold-faced lie, right? I mean, obviously it's someone that just like wanted to be an asshole, right? But like, there are so many things that are like legitimate things you could complain about that I do. That just like, you're like, oh, I hate Jeff because he does this. Or like, to make up something that's untrue and lie about it is so weird. I've complained about a lot of things about Magic Online and gone back and forth to the platform over the years, but one of the things I've decidedly never complained about on any of these platforms is their ability to produce random numbers. Because the people that complain about these games' ability to produce random numbers don't understand basic statistics. I don't like Jeff because he wants me to dislike him for valid reasons, not fake reasons. So are they just like cracking their clue here? They have like a 3-mana flash threat I have to think about? Oh, they're just cracking a clue here. They gotta be super dead, right? Yeah. Yeah, definitely Drunk Owl. I know. The greater Magic community as a whole is just pretty incredibly toxic. It's a big part of the reason why it's basically the only game we ever have to put sub chat on for. I really don't understand what hand they kept. Just like did nothing and died. I'll take it, I guess. I think Skyclave into Inquisitor Captain makes this hand to keep. You know, no 1 or 2 drops, like, obviously we just do this, but like, I think this is a keep because of how good both of these cards are in this matchup. These Banisher Priest style effects are so good in these creature matchups. And they're not really like a 1-drop aggro deck, right? Like their curve usually starts at 2. Hey, I'm glad you're having fun with it, Silver Oak. It's got a lot of good things going on, for sure. We even tactically drew a second Skyclave Apparition here. Alright, and I promise this is going to be my last comment on the troll we just slayed too. But it's extra funny when you think about it that the person that came in and was toxic was obviously someone that does Magic Online. Because while the people that use that application, well, obviously not all, hashtag not all Magic Online players, but on average, that community, part of the reason I fully stopped actually doing Magic Online content was because when I would post 4 Magic Online videos in a week and I would post 20 Magic Arena videos that same week, I would get more toxic, hostile comments on the 4 Magic Online videos than I would on the 20 Arena videos. That was a consistent thing for many a time. Yeah, be taking Judy here, right? Toxic Deluge just isn't on Arena yet. Yeah, I think what, and it's not even specifically to say someone's a boomer Gandalf. Magic Online has a big part of the same thing as paper Magic, where people get super invested in the platform because it's so expensive and has that secondary market, and that feeling of being invested, I think, leads to more negativity among the players and more hostility. Are they dead if I take out a blocker? Yeah, they are, right? They block a 3. No, they go to 1 here, but that's fine. They're still forced to trade their stuff. And actually, if I eat the Spellbinder, they're forced to double chump, right? It means I die to another Thalia's Lieutenant or a Lord, but I think that's okay. I think that's definitely true, too. There's a correlation between in-game chat and how toxic a community is. Fully agree with that sentiment. So they have to block these 2, and then they take 5 down to 1. Really close game here, either way. Nope, can't block like that. You die, friends. Or you can block like that, not give yourself a chance to draw it out. Deal. They must have missed one of our creatures. There was to talk about other games. There was a group of people that play a lot of Pokemon Unite that they were adamant that the thing that would improve Pokemon Unite matchmaking and the quality of ladder games was in-game voice chat being readily on and available. And I just could not laugh more. Right? Yeah, no, please no. Just don't do it. Listen, chat, I spent my late adolescent and teenage years playing Counter-Strike 1.6 and Counter-Strike Source. I know all about the demons of voice chat inside of multiplayer video games. Many a terrible things were said about my mother and other relatives over the years. Yeah, we have exploding kittens in a box behind me. It's very reasonable. What experience would not be improved by being called slurs by teenagers? Yeah, basically. Okay, so I think from a defensive position in the current game is I'm gonna play Judy out here. So if they attack with this, we can block and then kill the King of the Pride. This counts herself, right? Whenever a non-token creature you control dies. Yeah, okay. Schrodinger's mother, both ugly in so many ways, yet hot enough for many deviant things to have happened. Oh, man. That's a good one. That's Schrodinger's mother. I'm gonna remember that one. That's definitely one we'll utilize in the future. All right. I think I want to back up Kudro here more than the Seasoned Pyromancer, because not only does it exile the kitty cat now, but they're probably going to Conclave Tribunal this one. get this down before I cast it, I think. I want to grow this up real big and strong. Is this humans? Or is it dancers? Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. That's all the only bit of that tune that I know, chat. I know the tune, I know no more lyrics. It's a little bit of butchered humming. This match is an average day in American household, humans versus cats. Accurate. It's for the follow pigs. Oh, by the way, can a mod, I'm actually not sure how to do it offhand, but this was the username of that troll. There's a way to report accounts to Twitch for ban evasion now. Can a mod fart around in the dashboard if they have a second to check it out and figure out how to report this person for ban evasion? Because I believe when that happens and they see that that is what they did, that Twitch takes action on their primary Twitch account as well. Because that was obviously a throwaway account to come in here and be harassing, likely because their primary account was banned long ago. I think I'm just gonna bring in all of our spot removal here. They seem to be kind of a synergy-based deck. I think even with cutting some creatures of 27 hits. I believe the month or two mentioned on the economy stream meant end of May, if I recall, Messiah. As the timeline for Or 2. Also, we're supposed to be tomorrow there's going to be a digital organized play update on the main Magic channel as well as an article form. And that's supposed to have more information about the new format as well, I believe. Should get some infos on that tomorrow. Maybe I should have killed this before they could exert it. Tomorrow afternoon at the latest. I don't believe we have spoiler timelines for the Baldur's Gate stuff yet. I imagine they'll share information on that after we're past New Capenna, because we have New Capenna releasing, and then we also have. Thanks for the clue, opponent. Would you say our opponent is decidedly clueless after making that play? Sweet, Gojo. I'm actually not sure how any of it works. from that moderator tool. Twitch has just been adding more of that, more tools like that. I need to take the time to figure out how more of them work. The opponent is not playing an established archetype. There's a flag icon. Okay. This is the opponent is diamond ranked currently. This is the diamond icon. This is actually kind of scary, right? Like these are 6/6s now, or 6 lifelink. I'm gonna trade these off, get rid of their lifelinkers. So they have a clue and they have Icon of Ancestry to generate some card advantage with here. So we're definitely ahead, but the opponent is not out of it yet. Is there a chance that any format will be better with Capenna or not until rotation? Well, I mean, do you think the current, I guess my question back to you is, do you think the current formats are bad? Are you like desperate for changes? I actually think, Magic's current constructed formats, as far as arena formats go, are quite good at the moment. I think these are some of the best formats we've had since Fire Design hit. I do not expect new Capenna to really impact Historic at all. Actually, I know we're playing so I think Historic, in my opinion, current Historic is the worst of the 3 constructed formats on Arena, and even then I think it's still pretty fine. I think on average, I'd rate the play pattern quality in this format a bit worse than Alchemy in Standard, but I also don't think it's bad. As for how big of an impact will Capenna have on Standard Alchemy, I have no idea. We need to wait and play games. Anybody that tells you they already know how big of an impact new Capenna is going to have on these formats, like, they don't know. They're just making stuff up. Triomes will slot into some decks that definitely want better mana, but I don't think anything currently exists that's only being held back by its lands. Alright, so we, like, have to draw a removal spell for this ASAP, right? We're just gonna die. Neo is the best designed set in modern Magic memory, not close. Yikes. I'm gonna jump block so they don't draw a card here. If they're stuck on lands, that could be really good for us. Rats. We're playing this. gives us chump blockers for the core and helps us churn towards removal, hopefully. Yikes. Red 5, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Any enchantment here is basically GG. Or not. We're gonna draw 3 cards and just bury us. Even if we find a removal spell for the Lifelink Spirit Dancer at this point, we're just too far behind. This is definitely an all Doomblades on deck matchup. Just want to be able to kill their things as readily as possible. Bring in the Portable Holes and the Skyclaves and the Fateful Absence. This can also sacrifice things to be able to destroy things with higher powers, so it's probably reasonable to keep in. Kitesail Freebooter, we don't really care about discarding their non-creature spells. If take creatures would keep it, but it just doesn't. The Indestructible this gives our legendaries is probably good. These probably don't attack particularly well. Let's bring in the last Thalia. Taxing their enchantments to cost more could potentially choke them on key turns. The Tomb Raider games are excellent, to be fair. 1 drop, 2 drop, red drop, blue drop. For the follow on you. Unfortunate we don't have an untapped land here. Not making any meaningful plays this turn is a pretty big yikes. Can't play an enchantment this turn at least. Let's go ahead on for Smith. Welcome back. You're so bad. Hey, good luck in the rest of your matches today, Dread 5. Alright, we hit Skyclave Apparition. It's definitely one of the droids we're looking for here. Excuse me? You just did nothing? A counterspell? Like Kamatra's Blessing or something here? Start attacking with these. Get some damage in. Yeah, I'd bet that Cats is pretty reasonable in Pioneer. Pioneer is a good bit lower power level than current Historic. Strixhaven, Archives, and then Jumpstart Historic Horizons. Push the power level this format a lot. Alright, so our captain needs to hit our second Skyclave Apparition. There are 3 of those in our deck total. Probably dead next turn if we miss. What's going on, R Large? Thanks for the prime. Afternoon. We're dead, fam. It's a small chance they don't have an enchantment, right? What are the odds the enchantment deck that's missing land drops doesn't have another enchantment, chat? Maybe we're fine. Are you only Platinum Dread? Your icon was Diamond on my screen. Client must be bugged. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Staying alive, staying alive. Do, 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 do. Be-do-do. Glarbach, thanks for the follow. Okay, if we can take this Light Paws off the board this turn, we got a real shot here. Okay. So leave me 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. I think that's plenty. What is with people taking blocks, leaving themselves dead today, chat? This is the third person today that's like taken blocks that like they're just dead to when they could have survived with different blocks. Open for some arena bugs, something like that. Math isn't real. Life totals go up, life totals go down. Can't explain it. Harsh but fair. Hey, thanks for the sub gift, Beansy. That's super generous of you. I think I want a Thalia on 2 here rather than Skyclave on 3. So let's just draw untapped land and do both, huh? I don't think I can play this deck anymore, chat. Playing against Hushbringer effects just feels so rancid. We just don't have enough removal spells to be good against them. Just absolutely awful feeling. It's like my 4 out of 5 cards in my hand just don't work with this card in play. This deck felt fine against other brews in Historic, and it felt absolutely atrocious against both of the real decks we played against. We played against Jeskai Control and got completely stuffed in a box. We played against Auras, and the only game we won was by a super narrow margin, and we probably lose it with slightly different choices on the opponent's part.